And Yeshayahu is saying in the first verse here, which is in the bottom, Va'omar oili ki nidmeti. Nidmeti is a little bit of a difficult verb. There are different ways to understand it. What is the root of nidmeti? Daled mem yod, or maybe daled mem mem. Okay. What is I am lost? I am destroyed. There is such a meaning to the root daled mem yod, but also I am silent, damam. Okay, and that is connected to temesifatayim. Okay, to my lips, unclean lips. Okay, and very interesting in the context of the temple, which is basically what the scenery of this vision. Okay, so this is the speaking, the problem with speaking ill or speaking lies. Okay, so oili kini demeti ki ish temesifatayim anochi ובתוך עם תמספתיים אנוכי יושב. כי את המלך אדוני צבאות ראו עיניי. I am lost, I am destroyed, because I have seen the Lord while being temesifatayim, while being of unclean lips. And what is the solution for this problem? Purifying Isaiah's lips. In what way?
The angel
fire.
touching him
With
with
coals.
the live fire.
Bit of a harsh solution, right?
Sounds very severe.
Very severe solution, right? Do you know why? And what is Moses saying here? That he cannot speak. He is heavy in the mouth and heavy in the tongue. Chivad peh uchvad lashon. Why did Moses become stuttering or slow in speech and slow in tongue, guys?
The stutterer.
The stutter.
Prohibition.
Do you know the
Yes.
story that the rabbis tell of how he became with this stammer? Yes, Frank, you love rabbinic stories, right?
Is this, well, I seem to recall something. Is this because he was actually raised in Paro's household, so he was his first language was actually Egyptian,
Okay.
possibly?
Yeah, let's see this. Okay. Basically, let's see this. When taken from Exodus Rabbah, this is a rabbinic Midrash for the book of Exodus, expanding and on the stories of the Bible. And now you can see how this rabbinic story was shaped, was formed a little bit, or at least one aspect of it. Let's read this, guys. English, someone whom we didn't hear today. Don't be shy. You have an opportunity to read English. No need to worry about Hebrew here.
No need to stammer.
Yeah, no need to be heavy in the mouth and heavy in the tongue. Okay. Don't make it that the yeah, Gary, I see your hand is up. Do you want to read?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The magicians of Egypt were sitting there and said, "We are afraid of this one who takes your crown and places it on his head, lest he be the one regarding whom we said that he is destined to wrest your kingdom from you."
Yeah, that's Moses, who is a baby in the house of Pharaoh, right?
Yeah.
So the daughter of Pharaoh takes him, and he is a baby that Pharaoh daughters brought him, and making it in a concise version. So he is starting to play with a crown, right? A grandpa, Pharaoh is grandpa, right? So he's playing with grandpa's crown. That's reasonable. That's a beautiful shiny object. Yeah, puts it on his head and playing with it. So they wanted to make sure, because they already had a prophecy. Remember, if you know the New Testament also, you know the story about the baby that's gonna do away with a king. So the king is worried about it. Now you know where it's all taken from, okay? So, yeah. So it's a rabbinic story. It's a story, but it's a theme. It's not very different than the Snow White and the Queen. Who's the fairest of all? When you are in a high position and you're worried that someone is going to take your place somehow. Okay, it's a theme. And let's see what they suggested and how it's related to what we've seen. Go ahead, Gary.
Some of them said to behead him. Some said to burn him. Yitro was sitting in their midst and saying to them, "This boy has no intelligence. Rather test him. Bring before him a bowl with gold and a hot coal."
Why? Because they look the same, right? You have, both of them are bright red, okay? Go ahead.
If he extends his hand to the gold, he has intelligence, and you should execute him. And if he extends his hand to the coal, he has no intelligence, and he has no sentence of death. Immediately they brought it before him, and he extended his hand to take the gold. Gabriel came and pushed his hand. He seized the coal and placed his hand with the coal into his mouth.
Because this is what babies do. They put stuff in their mouths, right?
And his tongue was burned. From that, he became slow of speech and slow of tongue.
So now you see a theme, right, that caused Moses to be heavy in the mouth and heavy in the tongue. That's the burning coal, which was taken directly from the Haftarah. Okay? So, right, the coal purifying the mouth. Why is Isaiah getting this? As some have said, rabbinic commentators, it's a punishment. Why are you speaking ill of the people of Israel? Okay. By the way, what happens to Moses directly after he says, "Oh, the people are not going to believe me," when Moses is speaking ill of the people of Israel?
God asked him to put the road down.
Yeah, I'll give you I'll pantomime it, right? So you'll have to see my picture for that. Okay, so I'll stop sharing so you get a good view. Okay. You see my hand, guys? He puts it here, and he's a leper. Okay? So he puts his hand under his arm, and he becomes leper. Okay, you get leprosy. Because when you speak ill of the people of Israel, you get a punishment.
Okay.
So Moses get that leprosy, and Isaiah is getting this coal, hot burning coal in his mouth. Which, again, the rabbis took that scene and made it to the baby Moses becoming with a stammer, okay, and combined the theme of the king making sure the baby is not replacing him, okay, which we see also in the New Testament, guys. It's all the same world. Then when someone is reading about those innocent babies, the massacre of the innocent in the New Testament, they come from that very world where they knew these stories, okay? this is the context when you hear about today, okay, when someone today in the Western world reads about someone killing babies, they think of the New Testament. When someone who read the New Testament while it was still new, okay, they knew those biblical stories, and this is what operated in their minds in the context they heard. So that's a little bit about these. Okay, there is a lot obviously to talk about the grammar, but we will skip that. So we talked about, yes, Anne?
How did they get to that story about the baby Moses and the hot coals?
I think that they combine a few things. First of all, they combined the fact that Moses had a stammer. Secondly, they combined the fact that Moses grew in the house of Pharaoh as his grandson, adopted by his daughter. Okay. Thirdly, they had that theme of coal in the mouth. Okay. Fourth, they might have had a tradition of their own. Okay, but they had sources of inspiration. By the way, you have stories of like Moses or someone growing, a hero that is growing not in his family, almost maybe almost murdered Oedipus the king. You have Sargon of Akkad.